I'm Joanna, and today I'm going to be talking to you about Owala water bottles because it is the first and only water bottle trend that I have ever jumped on. We now have 5 in my family and I want more. I'm going to tell you why and also show you some of the different styles so that you can see what they're like if you're considering an Owala. Alright, here we have our Owala water bottle collection. This was the first Owala to enter our home. It belonged to my 6-year-old daughter, now it's my 4-year-old daughter's water bottle. And the reason that Owala even came on our radar is because when my daughter was doing myofunctional therapy, our speech therapist told us that she recommended these water bottles because the straw is forward and doesn't get in the way of your tongue going into proper tongue position. When you're swallowing, your tongue is supposed to go up to the roof of your mouth, and normally a straw cup, the straw will get in the way. So she recommended it, and so we got this water bottle for my daughter. If you're at all familiar with Owala, then you're probably familiar with these water bottles. They are in fact full of water right now because we use them all the time. So it's a straw cup, seems like it's peeing. It has this handle that then locks down, and that prevents the button from accidentally pressing and the lid flying open. Otherwise, you open the handle and then you press the button. The lid is spring-loaded and flies open aggressively, which I have not had a problem with. I'm just being dramatic. It has this little rubber stopper so that it gets a full seal. And then here you have, this is the FreeSip thing that it's famous for. Focus on the water bottle, you fool of a camera. So that's the FreeSip spout. That is a straw. So you can just put your lip rest really comfortably right here and you sip through that straw, or you can also pour out the pour spout. But honestly, I don't know anybody who does that. But because of this big spout, you can drink really easily out of the straw, because normally any water bottle that seals and has a straw, there's a tiny little one-way valve that allows air to go in as you're drinking water out. Because of the way the Owala is designed, all the air goes in here, so there's not as much resistance when you're drinking through the straw. Most people find that really comfortable. So to close it, click it closed, flip the lock into place. When I close mine, I usually just leave it like that because I'm not too worried about the button here, but it is nice to have the carry handle. After my daughter got this one, I naturally had envy over her water bottle, so I got my own. This is a 16 ounce that's marketed as the kids water bottle. As you can see, it's a little bit dinged up and scratched up, so it does show some signs of wear. I feel like that happens with any water bottle. We're still all very attached to our Owalas. But that can happen if you are a child who routinely drops your water bottle on its head. So anyway, after my daughter got this one, I decided to get one as well. This is mine. It's literally the exact same design, exact same features, but in a 24 ounce instead of a 16 ounce. Something that I really appreciate is that the water bottle is actually kind of indented in the sides. You can see that it kind of goes in. So it's a little bit narrower that way than it is this way, and it's actually perfect to hold. So if you are a individual like me who has smaller hands, it's more comfortable to hold. And I never really thought about it until my husband got this big boy, which is again the exact same style, but in a 40 ounce. And it is physically uncomfortable to my hand to hold. Right now it's empty, but when it's full, it's really heavy, and I'm afraid that I'm either going to A, drop it, or B, get thumb problems. I'm an occupational therapist, so I think about those things probably more than a normal human would. So this is the 40 ounce. All the exact same features again as these two, just larger. It doesn't, for some reason they didn't make it with the side indentations. I'm not sure why. It has the handle that clicks to lock. The lid unscrews. Regular water bottle in the inside. One thing that Owala is known for is their colors of water bottles. Most of them, honestly, I could take them or leave them. I just choose my favorite of what's available at any given time. After these 3 water bottles came into our home, my older daughter decided that she wanted this one. I don't know why, she just did. This one is more like a typical water bottle. It still has the FreeSip technology going on inside, but it has this little carry strap and handle thing, which has held up remarkably well now that I think about it. She swings this thing around like crazy because she is 6 and ADHD. This is very full. I spilled it on myself a moment ago, actually. So the lid actually fully comes off on this one, which I was concerned about because I like this design where you're not going to lose your lid, and I have a distracted 6-year-old that I was convinced was going to lose this lid, and remarkably, she has not. So you do need to make sure that you take this out to clean it. Can't remember if I already said it, but this rubber stopper seals off the opening here. You do need to pop it out to clean it. It has a little thingy that pops out, and mine is thankfully fully clean, no mold. Sometimes if people don't realize that that comes out, they can end up not cleaning it and getting mold, which happens if you don't clean things. So clean your stuff. Anyway, this lid comes off, has not been lost. The FreeSip opening right there. And then this water bottle also has like a secondary screw lid. It's like a double screw. So this can come out. That opening is a little bit bigger so that you can put ice in there if that's your jam. I wouldn't want this water bottle because I wouldn't want to lose the lid, but my daughter's done a pretty good job of not. So good for her. Here's the big boy. We talked about that. He's the same. This, I believe, is also 24 ounces, just like mine. 24. It's nice and narrow, so it's easy to hold, even if you don't have particularly large hands. And then this is actually one of my favorites, except this is my husband's and it's too big for me. This is the 40-ounce Sway, which is the new style that has a carry handle on the top. I like this because my beef with this carry handle is that when your lid is open, you can't like conveniently grab the carry handle. You have to like push the lid out of the way and grab it. And I have 3 kids, including a 5-month-old baby, and I'm trying to do things with one hand all the time. So I like the idea of this because it can be open and you can still pick it up very easily. This is the 40 ounce, which once again would not be comfortable for me to hold. I can hold it, and it has the same indentations in the side where it's a little bit narrower this way than it is this way, but it's still not comfortable for me. My thumb would hurt if I tried to carry that all the time. So they do have a 30 ounce of this that's on my wish list. So this is the Sway, this is regular, original, I don't know if it has a fancy name, water bottle-y type one. And then they do have actually, I forget if they call it a Sway or it has a different name, but they have one of these that has a handle on the side like a Stanley. I could take that or leave that. If you don't like the handle on top, I can see how the handle on the side would be a nice option for somebody with a small hand who doesn't want to pick it up like this. So side handle could be handy. My husband did have a problem with this version of the Owala because it was too big around to fit in his cup holder in his car. Here's a little bottom of the bottle comparison. If you are at all concerned about it fitting in a cup holder, you probably want to go with the Sway versus the traditional if you're wanting to get 40 ounces. You can put the lids in the dishwasher. It's not recommended to put the bottles in the dishwasher. Depends how friggin' easy you are with your dishwasher, you know what I'm saying? And some of us just don't have time for hand washing. Colors do chip off. This is my 6-year-old's and it has been dropped more than once. So you can see the color is still pretty, but it's chipping off and the bottom has gotten a little bit dented. Honestly, I don't see that as being any kind of a problem with Owala. I see that more being my child. Another issue that I did see mentioned, and I have noticed it, although I didn't really flag it as anything that I'm particularly concerned about, is that on this style, this material is kind of rubbery. It's not like this hard metal or this hard plastic. It's more like rubberized. It does get dirty. I could have scrubby dubbed these super hard before I made this video, and I decided not to, partly because I wanted to show that it does kind of show, I don't know, it depends on how particular you are. I wouldn't say it looks dirty, but it doesn't look as crispy clean as it did when I first got it. You can also see on my child's baby. You see that? I'm relying on the technology of the iPhone here for my focus, so hopefully you can. You can just see it's not super crispy clean. This is a child water bottle. It's been dropped. My husband's, let's see, if you're a responsible grown-up, you can in fact keep the bottom of your water bottle looking good. There is a lock feature I almost forgot to tell you about on the Sway. Since it doesn't have the lock that flips forward like that, it has this little doodah that you can lock it or unlock it. It does have that. And if it's locked, obviously you can bump the button and it's not gonna flip up like it does if it's unlocked. Oh, bye. All right, we're back because the same children who like to smash their water bottles into the ground got home sooner than I expected them to. I just wanted to wrap it up by saying that my personal favorite of the Owala FreeSip water bottles is easily operated with one hand, which for me is just the regular FreeSip because you don't have to twisty twist with 2 hands on the twist. The other thing that I really like about this and that I always look for in a water bottle is that it can easily fit into the side pocket of my backpack. Since I have 3 children, I carry a backpack everywhere and I like to be able to easily slide it in the side pocket. Original FreeSip fits well there. The FreeSip Sway 30 ounce will also fit well there. My personal preference is either the original FreeSip or the 30 ounce Sway. Anyway, I hope this has been helpful, and if you have an Owala or you're considering an Owala, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you.